let's take a look at percent proportions again. So we've got a little picture up here, which is an example. 40 is 50% of what number? So remembering that, kind of our clue, well, it's part over the whole equals the percent out of 100, or the short term is over of equals the percent out of 100, because those are kind of your clue words for the part and the whole. So 40 is, that's the part, of what number? We don't know the number, so that's our variable. 50% is the percent, and 100 is always 100. So we've kind of scaffolded a little bit for these problems. We've given you a lot, and then we're going to kind of slowly take it away. So number one, 98 is 35% of what number? So first thing, if we're looking at steps, is we always do, first is write 100, second is circle the percent, third is we're going to highlight the whole, and fourth is finding the part for your general percent proportion. Oh my gosh, percent proportion problem. Sorry about that. So 98 is 35% of what number? So first thing would be 100. That's already written there for us. Next thing is I'm going to go in and I'm going to circle the percent. So 35%, that goes up top here. Third thing, I'm highlighting the word that comes after the word of. So of what number? That means we don't know it. That means that is our variable here. And then the last part, circling the part, 98. 98 is, that is the part. We are solving for the whole. Every time we're solving for the whole. So I'm going to highlight these diagonals, and we're going to solve. So I'm multiplying the two numbers. We have two diagonals. We have pink, there's a variable and a number. We have yellow, there's two numbers. So the diagonal that has two numbers, which is the yellow, 98 times 100 equals 9,800. And then we divide by the number in the same diagonal as the variable. So dividing by 35 equals, so 9,800 divided by 35 equals 280. All right, let's look at it again. We've taken away those descriptions. So this reminded us that's the percent, that's the part. Now we're doing it without that. So 25% of what number is 110? First thing is to write 100. That's already written for us. Second thing is circling the percent. 25%, that's going to go over 100. Third thing is highlighting what comes after the word of. Of what number? We don't know what comes after the number. That is, means it's our variable. That's what we're solving for. And then the last part, the other number, is 110. That is our part. So we're going to highlight our proportion and solve. The diagonal that has two numbers in it is this yellow diagonal, so I'm going to multiply 110 times 100, which equals 11,000. And I'm going to divide by the number that's in the same diagonal as the variable, which is 25. So 11,000 divided by 25 equals 440. All right, now we're going to look at two word problems, taking it away a little bit more. At Hawthorne, 234 of the students bring their lunch from home. If this number is 25% of the entire school, how many students go to Hawthorne? So first thing, writing in the 100, it's already there for us. Next thing, let's look for that percent. I see it right here. We have 25% goes above the 100. Next thing, I'm going to highlight the question where it says how many students go to Hawthorne, and I'm going to circle the other number that's given to us. So, what two things are we comparing? We are comparing students that bring their lunch to all of the students. So, lunch to total students. So some people bring their lunch, but not everyone. So that's the part, and that is the whole. So this 234 is referring to the students that bring their lunch, which is part of the students, not all of the students. So that's going on top. And then the question says, how many students go to Hawthorne? That's the total. We don't know how many. That's what we're solving for. Plus, remember, a reminder, we are just practicing solving for the whole. So I'm going to highlight my diagonals. And we're going to multiply. 234 times 100 equals 23,400. Dividing by the number that's in the same diagonal as the variable. So dividing by 25. Equals, let's see, we get 936. Our variable's on the bottom, which was talking about total students. So 936 total students. And one last one where it's just a blank proportion that you're going to fill in. Kelly received a 90% on her most recent science quiz. If she answered 45 questions correctly, how many total questions, how many total questions were there? So first step, plug in 100. Bottom right. Second step, find that percent sign, fill it in above the 100. Third step, I'm going to highlight the question. So how many total questions were there? And I'm going to circle the other number given to us, 45 questions. So let's think about what two things are we comparing here. We need a part, we need a whole. So we're looking at a test, we're looking at what she answered correctly, and we're looking at all of the questions. So did she answer everything correct? No, so that's the part. So number correct is our part, and then the total questions is our whole. So this 45, is that referring to how many she got correct or the total questions? It says 45 questions correct. So that is our part. We are solving for the total, and it says how many total questions. So now we've got our proportion that we can solve. So the diagonal that has two numbers is the yellow diagonal. I'm going to multiply 45 times 100, which is 4,500. And then I'm dividing by the number that's in the same diagonal as the variable. So I'm dividing by 90. And I get, I think 50. Let me double check. 50 questions, or 50 total questions. So don't forget those steps. This should help you answer those questions.